And good evening. This is Mistress Urban Kinkster reporting to you almost live. We've been scrambling and just busy with a lot of things going on with trying to elevate ourselves in a lifestyle. And so we've missed a couple episodes, but today I wanted to make sure that you guys got an idea of balance. Um, when we first started this podcast or this casting of our podcast, one of the things that we wanted to do was be able to produce a platform that would be helpful in having others gain other skills, education, tidbits, tips, tricks, the whole gambit of what we could offer with our experience and our education in the lifestyle. I've always been one to always talk about and have the conversation about self-care. So that is what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. More specifically, balance. To have balance in our lifestyle um, says a lot for the person who is seeking it, right? One of the reasons why we join the lifestyle is for a reason. Not because you referred to it, not because you think it would just be a great thing for you to do, but at some point when you decided to join a lifestyle or several lifestyles, you saw yourself identifying in one way or another. Make sure you always keep that at the top of your head, understanding why you entered the lifestyle. I'll share a little bit about me, and hopefully this will be helpful. I joined the lifestyle because I felt like I didn't fit in any other adult party spaces. And I wanted a place that really spoke to me being able to be creative and me being able to be expressive of myself. Not necessarily in a professional manner because I can do that at work or at home, being a mom, being a partner. I can do those things at home. But removing myself from my environment of my everyday, hustle and bustle to really get myself into a space where I can be me and who I am. Uh, Removing the names, removing the titles, all of those things where I can just really focus on what I want, what I desire, and what I need. That's what brought me into the lifestyle. Identification, being able to identify with other people who were like me. I hope that that makes sense to you. And being able to make that decision for myself, one of the first things that I had to embark on was learning myself, learning why I fit into the environment and what I can get from out of the environment. Why did I fit? I fit because I am different. I like raunchier things. I like having raunchier conversations. I like seeing highly sexual environments. I like people really being able to express themselves with little filter. And that's one of the things that I was hoping to either learn more about or to experience in the lifestyle. What I had to offer, my ability to be social. I wanted to also grow my ability to be comfortable and social when speaking around everybody. That has just been uber helpful. Um, and there are some things that you have to learn in order to really balance out being in the lifestyle and it really being a benefit to you. One of those things is knowing how to read a room. When you first embark upon your journey, you start to go to events, you start to meet up with people, things that just make sense for adult meetings. But in understanding that, there's a couple of different things that you need to know. You need to know how to read a room. You need to understand the other people that are engaging with you, understand what their backgrounds are, what they have to offer, why you want to talk to these damn people. Like, I don't know, but it's obviously um, something similar that brought everyone together. But it should be very important to read the room. For me, a type of class inside of an event is very important to me. I'm a 41-year-old Black female. I'm bisexual. I've been professional pretty much all of my life. I am college educated. I have my own businesses. I would not want to kink or be in a lifestyle party with people who don't understand what those things mean to me. People who don't know how to run businesses. Even if they don't know how to run businesses, they can at least value the fact that that's something that's important to me. Why is that important in a lifestyle environment? How does that make sense, right? It makes sense because you want to be able to always elevate yourself with people who are on your level or above. We never network from the from where we are down. We always network from the top down, because you can learn more from people who are above you. Even if it's just a lifestyle party, they can offer valuable advice, experience, and chances are, if they're comfortable with themselves, it's easier to talk and communicate and vibe with those people. So really knowing how to read the room. If you look around and you can't identify with anything that anyone has going on in the room, it's probably not the best space for you. And that means that it's probably not going to be a benefit for you to be in that space. Even though it's just a lifestyle party, you want to be around like-minded people. That's why we got here in the first place, right? So just just constantly remind yourself that your lifestyle environment should reflect who you are and who you're trying to be, so that that makes sense. There's no way I want to party with a bunch of lifestylers that are brand new, that are young, and I actually don't necessarily care for being in a predominantly Black lifestyle event space either, because a lot of times that tends to breed negativity and things like that, which is why I am primarily kink, because we don't have those issues in the kink environment. Going along the lines of understanding and being able to read your room is also understanding social cues. A lot of people get into these environments and they kind of peel off their 9 to 5 layers, the person that they have been every day, besides, before they came to this party. Being able to read social cues is really important, because it allows you to observe body language, how people gesticulate, how people talk, people's eye contact. Those things are important. If someone is talking to you and you're turned this way to them and they're turned this way talking to you, that means they're actively trying to walk away from you, and they're just simply entertaining your energy until you decide to stop talking. If you have someone who is constantly looking past you, around you, they're not interested, or they're segueing constantly off of the conversation that you're talking on. Those are social cues to say, hey, I'm not interested. And that's when you should learn, number one, not to be offended, but number two, how to wrap up a conversation without a negative connotation. If you can see that the person is no longer interested in the conversation or the connection that you have with them, you can simply say, it was great speaking with you. Thank you so much for your time. And you can go ahead and excuse yourself from the conversation. And you should not feel slighted or away that that conversation had to end due to the person's lack of, interest, right? Social cues. Understand if someone is hurried. If someone is talking to you in a manner where they're very carefully having the conversation, chances are they're very engaged and they do want to continue. That's when you should ask different questions like, are you enjoying this conversation? Would you like to continue to talk further? Let's go have a drink. Those are things that you can talk about or do, or moves that you can make at an event. Understand how you fit in the lifestyle. Now that you are a lifestyler, you're in it, you're going to parties, but you're just going. You're not playing, you're not exchanging telephone numbers, you're not even keeping in touch with the people that you've encountered at these events. So what's the benefit of you going to these events? Sit down and write them out. To get away from your 9 to 5, to remove yourself from your regular lifestyle. Maybe it's to make new connections. Maybe it's to figure out, going there to watch how other people play and maybe get some good moves, but you can take back to your bedroom. Whatever that might look like for you, understand what that is and don't lose track of it. For me, I'm a socialite. I love socializing. And even though I'm mostly introverted, and it might not seem like it, I'm what's called an ambivert. I can be introverted technically whenever I want. I don't necessarily desire it all the time, but I do know that when I don't feel introverted or I don't feel extroverted, I can remove myself so that I'm not rubbing people the wrong way. Because what happens when you don't want to be bothered or you don't want to communicate with other people? It shows on your face. For me, it definitely shows on my face. My frown lines, they come up, and my nose could get twisted, and it's apparent that I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to be social. And it's not necessarily personal to the person. It could also be, sorry guys, it's hair right there. It could also be my social meter has gone down for peopling. So just being mindful of those types of things and when you're encountering other people in the lifestyle. When I first came into the lifestyle, I wasn't taught or told how to set goals here. Definitely you should set goals, regardless of what lifestyle you're in, whether it's kink, polyamory, BDSM kink, set a goal. One of the things that I've learned, and I always tell the people that I mentor, one of the things that I've learned about myself is our BDSM lifestyle that I actively engage in pushes you to learn more about yourself. It teaches you to look in the mirror and really figure out who the hell you are. Because without being able to communicate and understand who you are, you can't actively engage with other people and it be an effective transaction. You have to face your traumas. You have to face your walls, your barriers, your blockages. You have to understand who you are and how that relates to the lifestyle and set goals accordingly. When I first came into the lifestyle, I wasn't necessarily comfortable with approaching people or especially if it was more of a sexual transaction. It wasn't necessarily something that I was comfortable in doing. But I am comfortable in walking up to people and introducing myself over and over again, especially after I'm drinking. And so I had to learn that one of the things that I wanted to set for myself is I want to be more comfortable with talking to any and everybody. I want to be welcoming. I want people to understand that I am here to socialize and that I am open to social connections. Now, the flip side of that is I remember I said I was uncomfortable approaching people about sex. Well, then I had to figure that out. That was a goal that I set. After experience, and more experience, I started to realize that in the swinging lifestyle, I'm not necessarily highly sexual. I enjoy watching sex. I enjoy triggering people to want to have sex. I enjoy being someone who is attractive and really flirting and being able to have those transactions. But unless I really get a chance to know the person or have really great energy with the person, I'm not really interested in sex. I'm just not. It's just part of who I am. And I had to learn that, right? And so that's one of the elevations of being in a lifestyle. I elevated by understanding that I love being in the swing lifestyle. I love it because of all of the social attention that I can get and all of the people and all of my friends. But let's move that over to how it computes to my other lifestyles. So I might not want to have sex with a lot of people or random people all the time. So does that mean that I don't want to be around people? Of course not. It means that I need to identify with other things other options I have for lifestyle, which is what brought me to polyamory. Polyamory means having or being able to hold more than one loving relationship. And so when I got into the polyamory lifestyle, I realized that made more sense to me because I am a person who enjoys connections. But not only that, I do enjoy my connections being separate. And so it gives me a little bit of not necessarily relief, but it gives me a different perspective of myself and being able just to connect with somebody else. I've been poly for 20 years. It's really difficult to explain. But what I will tell you is I found my niche. I've always seen people have multiple relationships, but I never quite understood how to go about that, how to hold those things. And so it took a lot of research. Here I am again at the beginning of a lifestyle, having to research, having to read, having to have these uncomfortable conversations with not only my partner, but prospective partners. With me being new, are they wanting to take the gamble on me as someone who is new to the lifestyle? And so understanding, learning, and experiencing some of the things that I experienced really set me up for success. And I've been polyamorous for 20 years. It's not a big deal. One of the things that a lot of people will tell you is, like I said, it's having multiple loving relationships. Here's where people get it twisted, though. Polyamory doesn't mean you must have multiple loving relationships. It only means that you are open to and have the possibility to do that. So let's not all run out and go get 15 girlfriends and 15 boyfriends because that shit ain't feasible. A lot of the stigma, if you want to learn the polyamory lifestyle, is you have to understand that a lot of people do join a lifestyle to collect and just to date. They don't necessarily look for anything serious, but they understand and they love the option of being able to love on multiple people. If that's for you, then great. For me, not so much. I actually don't want to have a ton of partners around. It's not for me. And I actually won't date someone who has a ton of partners. Because how can you effectively get to know each one of these people and still give each one of these people the time and dedication and part of yourself that they desire and they need and they want for support? And so I had to learn what my polyamorous lifestyle looked like for me. After I learned that aspect of me, I realized this is pretty cool. But then there's more. And the more came later. Once I got comfortable with swinging, I actually entered the kink lifestyle. The kink lifestyle does have connotations of polyamory in it, which was perfect because I had already been polyamorous, been studying it, experienced, started teaching on it. And so once I started learning about kink and BDSM, that was just a different realm for me to now, again, starting a new lifestyle, remember, researching, having conversations, learning, and figuring out how I relate to the lifestyle. It doesn't change. Per lifestyle, you should be learning, having conversations, and understanding how you relate to this lifestyle and how it's going to be successful for you. It's not a business, but it is a life choice. And anything that you do, that you choose to do, especially when it's involving other people, you should want to be successful at it. Or maybe I'm just an overachiever. I don't know. Know when to remove yourself for cleansing and redevelopment. I'll say redevelopment. For cleansing and redevelopment. And I say that because after being in a lifestyle so long, hell, you can be in a lifestyle for 15 days and you can have or experience trauma. After being in the lifestyles for so long, you have so many experiences, you've met so many people, you've taken on so much energy. You need to be able to step back, understand what your journey has looked like, where you want to go with it, and also do some self-reflection and healing. That's important because we accumulate so many different things. We do. We accumulate so many different things, and you want to be mindful of not being a burden or a negative aspect in someone else's life. I know y'all heard that shit. I'm gonna say it again. You don't want to be a burden or a negative aspect in someone else's life. Someone that you're just meeting, someone who's looking up to you because you have these experiences in a lifestyle. You want to make sure that no matter where you're walking, your intent is pure. That is one of the things that makes our environment great, is that we have so many wonderful people with so many great ideas and ideals and intent that it's an easy place to learn more about who? This person right here. This person right here is the reason why you're here. So that's the positive aspect of it. The negative aspect of it is this. Everything that I just listed, don't do that shit. Don't get a chance. Don't take the time to learn yourself. What happens when you don't learn yourself? You can't answer questions about yourself. If someone asks you particular questions about what it is that you're looking for, what you desire, what brought you to this lifestyle, if you're unable to answer some of those questions, you might turn the person off that's trying to get to know you. There's nothing more unattractive than someone who's uncertain of why they exist and why they're there. For me personally, it's a no. If you can't tell me anything about who you are and how you relate to this lifestyle, that's probably going to be our last conversation because I'm simply not interested. If you don't know how to read a room, you could easily be offending people by approaching people who are not attracted to you, people who don't want to be bothered with you, people who have partners who need different niceties, permissions, things like that. You wouldn't be any of the wiser if you didn't take the time to look around and figure out what the hell was going on. Not being able to read the room is one of the worst ways to get shunned at a party. That goes in conjunction with what I said before, understanding social cues. If you as a single male is talking to a woman because you find her like intriguing and she's sexy and she's constantly trying to like get away from you, not that she's in a rush, but if she, at any point, if she's trying to get away from you, stop. If that woman wanted to keep you around, even if she was hurried to go someplace else, she would make sure that you could get in contact with her. If she's just trying to get the fuck away from you, no, she's trying to get the fuck away from you. Social cues. Be very mindful about offending other people. If two people are talking or a group of people are talking and you go in and start to insert yourself and they just kind of look at you, you obviously didn't understand what was happening. Sometimes it's best to just sit back and observe. Observe what's happening around you so you know how to respond and engage. What if you didn't understand how you fit into the lifestyle? You just showed up at a party because Jason Doe brought you to a party and y'all been best friends since high school and this shit look lit. That's not why you should be at a party like anything that we do. You need to know the niceties and how to conduct yourself in this environment. Don't just come because your buddy bought you. Ask him questions. Ask him what to expect. How should he act? What's protocol for approaching a single woman or a woman who's with a man, a couple? Know and understand the lifestyle that you've just been dumped in. Plenty of times I've been at a lifestyle party and I love just talking to random people. People are just like kind of roaming around and that kind of thing. And I've talked to a lot of people whose friends have just bought them there and they're just like, man, I didn't know what to expect. There's naked people everywhere and things are happening and I'm just gonna sit here because this is where I'm comfortable and I don't want to move. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to talk to nobody. That is set up for failure. That's set up for failure. Be very mindful of just appearing with someone else and not knowing the rules of engagement. I have had someone engage with me in one of my events before who I did not invite, and they inserted themselves into my environment and had to be corrected. Because I'm not going to be embarrassed by your ignorance. No one should have to take responsibility for that. If you can't set lifestyle goals for growth, there's a good possibility your ass ain't setting no goals outside the lifestyle. It's true. I said it. I don't care. If you're not setting goals to where you want to see yourself in the lifestyle, and you're not setting goals outside the lifestyle, I really don't want to talk to you. I'm bougie that one kind of way. I don't want to have shit to do with you. You ain't got no goals. You can't tell me who you are. You can't tell me how you fit in this lifestyle. You can't read social cues. Oh, man, you are betting 0 and 0, my man. And if you don't know how to remove yourself, that goes for party to party or just in general. If you are feeling like you're not getting the adequate play that you're looking for, remove yourself and come back to the drawing board. Figure out why people are not attracted to you. All of these events, all of these groups, everything that's going on in relation to our lifestyles, you can talk to the people who also engage. Ask them questions. Ask them if they're attracted to you. Ask them what would be the best way to approach them, what they're looking for in the lifestyle. Have those conversations. It's not just going to this place and doing this thing. People don't engage with people that they don't know or understand or trust. There's a way to establish all of those things before you even get to a party. So here's some tidbits of some things that you can do in order to be more balanced inside of the lifestyle. Learning yourself is highly, I want to say, one of the longest journeys you'll ever encounter, because it doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. But take some time to write down why you enter the lifestyle, what you plan on doing in the lifestyle. Contact people that you know are in the lifestyle and maybe group up and go to events with them. Ask them questions that might be plaguing you. If you're constantly getting turned down for play or for even just conversation, there's something that's internal that you might need to address. It could be the way that you're dressing. It could be the way that you are talking. It could be your breath. It could be the way that you're approaching people. Ask these questions so that you can tweak your behaviors so that you can attract the things that you want to attract. Remember, Mistress Urban Kinkster is the law of attraction. That's one of the things that I like to teach, is the law of attraction. You should never ask for things that you're not prepared to receive. Understand that. If you're going into an event and you see all these fine ass ladies, yeah, I ain't use my good word, y'all. I'm on my best behavior, y'all. Y'all see these fine ass ladies, you at this event, and you like, man, I got to holler at this girl. Have a plan, because everybody want to holler at this girl. Have a successful plan. Know what that looks like for you. What attracts women? What attracts men? Know what the hell that looks like and execute accordingly. Don't just do no shit off the top of your head and think it's gonna be okay. You betting 0 on the 0, my brother. Like, you must have a game plan for going to these events. How should you dress? Nah, I'm not trying to be wearing all that weird shit. Not gonna be in those things. I won't talk to you. I came here to do the thing, and I want your ass to be in thing too. So if you're at an event and everybody's dressed and themed up, and you just in some Timbs and some jeans and a polo shirt, by the way, the polo shirt does not get y'all fucking pass. That's not a dress shirt, my dude. Like, I'd rather you have a t-shirt on. Either way, I'm still not gonna talk to you, whether it's a t-shirt, a polo shirt, jeans, and your gym shoes. I'm not attracted to that inside of a lifestyle environment. I can get that off of a street. I want to know the effort that you put into coming to meet us at this event. I want to see that you have a playful side. I want to see that you can follow directions and adhere to instructions. I don't give a fuck about nobody being a rebel. And you can do what you want to do. That means behind closed doors, there's a good possibility that you're still going to do what you want to do. And that's just not safe. So just learn and balance in the lifestyle, guys. I am here all the time, and I hope that my words are helpful for you guys. And I really do hope that everybody takes what I said seriously. Understanding who you are in the lifestyle, how you identify, how to remove yourself when it's time to remove yourself, and asking questions to figure out if you are living your best self inside of these events. I got nothing else for y'all. You guys have an amazing evening. And if you ever have any questions, reach out to me. But I look forward to seeing each and every one of you who have registered for Eyes Wide Shut, April 5th through the 8th here in Cincy. And if you missed it, keep your eyes open for the membership drive coming April 1st. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful evening. This is Mistress Urban Kinkster signing out.